Let us continue playing Motorsport Manager, where the Dragon Race Team China has been dominant for the first five races of the season. We currently stand 1-2 in the championship. We are miles ahead of Esprit, especially as it's 8 points maximum for a win, 6 for second place. And we have won every single race thus far. It's now... In the last couple of races, though, we have managed to pick up 1-2s, although we were extremely fortunate with the wet weather in the last one. Yeah, that just made that absolutely our race at that point. Still, we're into Japan. We have a few other bonuses going on here. We have a 5-star rating and the first chance to possibly get a 5-star sponsor. We'll see who turns up. Meantime, we are still developing our rear wing. We still want to do some upgrades, I believe, or possibly some new buildings. It's probably getting to the point where we want to consider it, but we'll wait and see how it goes. Oh, god darn it, ECU issue. So we spent $500,000 to fix Gaston Renew's engine. We'll make with the fixing, because we prefer... I mean, I guess we didn't need to do that. We could have had the less reliable engine, but still. We also have free sponsors available, and we have this one. So 7 for above, 1 million up front, 600,000 for qualifying and race. To be honest, considering the three of them, that's not bad. UK is not a race we're going to be doing. That's the only possible thing in this favour. But an extra million as well. I cannot argue with that. So heck, we have UBS sponsoring us now. I actually noticed we've actually got proper sponsors and things going on there. I'm kind of a big deal. We may well be kind of a big deal now. And also something on the news, we had Sky Sports and a few other places. So yeah, we're obviously things have become a bit more licensed since last time I did this. Either that or I've got a mod on I didn't think applied. Still, let us move on. So car repair is complete. We can now go back onto our reliability issues. Oops, no, we don't want to change that. We want to improve the parts. So Yokohama, we need deceleration, low speed corners, and suspension. So I guess we go again on breaking the brakes more reliable is definitely an idea. Suspension's already coming on there, and low speed corners. Okay. Everything else is in the 80s-ish anyway, so that's not such a bad thing. But I think we are going to also put on our... What is being upgraded? Ah, the brakes. And we'll switch that back to there. So these won't get up to 100%, but they'll get pretty close. Pretty close. Which is, I mean, we don't need them to be 100%, I don't believe, anyway. And we might need to, you know, getting some actual improvements might be somewhat more helpful. So, continue. New rear wing has been designed. Okay. So this is our epic component rear wing. Random component was reliability plus 60. So we've got a rear wing we can use straight away. That wasn't the best of the ones we could have got, in all fairness. But I can't argue with that particularly. So, question now is, do we go for another rear wing, or do we just stick? How much better could we make it? And was this my broken one anyway? It's been a while since I've done things, so I've got to remember whether this was still... Yeah, so this is my illegal part for next season, which actually wasn't as good as the one we've already made. Oh, no, it can be. 728. 728, okay. It's a low risk of rule break as well. The thing is, though, I don't need to risk it. I've already got so many points in the championship and guaranteed to get 4th. There is no reason for me to risk that. It's also quite quick to build another one, so I think we will go and do that. Random Legendary, we'll take a plus 40, plus 70. Oh, wait, there we go. So plus 70, plus 40. A plus 30. And a plus 25. So that gets up to 773. Random Legendary component, of course. 12 days, so 10 before the race, and that'll allow us to build something else. That gives us the 2 parts as well for next season. So, what are we going to be thinking about after that? Probably gearbox and the other suspension part we'd need to really consider. Okay, so this is a kind of important vote for us if we decide to stay down in this championship. If it's a reverse championship order, it's going to be extremely difficult for us to... Because we remember this era. This is a horrible era to be in. So I think we're going to... Yeah, looking at that, we're going to put a vote against, but I don't think we need to go heavy on this. Because I don't mind qualifying. It is rejected 7-3, so we have absolutely no problems with that. Okay, so what are the next rules that we've got to worry about? Points for all drivers. Again, I kind of agree, but this is allowing us to lock out the championship, this type of racing, so, you know. It's always the balance, because do you want to reward consistency, or do you want to actually give points to everybody and make the championship interesting for all comers? Or do you have it so only the good drivers can score? It makes wins more important, but also that most of the time only the top teams will get them. Because it's a bit of a conundrum, I'll be honest. And I honestly think that it was slightly better when it was 10 for a win, or 10-6 for 3-2-1 in Formula 1, but then reliability was a far less... the cars were far less reliable than they are during the current era, so I don't know. I don't know, it's a thing. I mean, our extra points were all consistent across the board in histories, because otherwise we get... it's difficult to reflect, at least in the consistent point scoring system. But then the other drivers have more races in current seasons than they did back then, so it's fine. Anyway, moving on. So, Talia is now a cycling champion. Good to know she's doing something in a reserve thing. Just a reminder, we are top of the championship. It's always nice to have that reminder. Okay, McNeil Racing have now got a level 3 factory. So we're not the only ones with a level 3 factory in this division anymore. Okay. And there we go. So we got a plus 90 to high-speed corners. So we got a really epic rear wing for next season. Okay. Let's design a new part. Because I guess the other side of the coin is, do we need to go overboard with any more parts? Well, maybe at some stage we'll start saving up, but for now, I think we do actually want to keep going with this. We'll take a plus 20 and a... Oh, all of these are risky. Can I do a quick one? Nah, not quick enough. Alright, we'll do a quick plus 20. Can't do much else with that, and it just means we've done it now. Mind you, we're already top of suspensions, so yeah, who knows. Anyway, let's look at part improvement. So all the parts are now in the solid 90s, so we don't need that to work anymore. What I wouldn't mind them doing, though, is just getting... Yeah, they're both low risk, so we could use them, but we're not going to. Gearbox, I don't think we need to worry about. These parts we're probably going to continue using in the future. That one as well, so we'll swap it around and do that. Okay, into Guildford. Continuing on, so, okay. Dulatev is driving too well. Plenty of time left to catch Dulatev. Okay, so the chairman is now saying a lot of things about our finances. I don't think our finances are really that much of a problem. We could request additional funds, of course. I'm also gonna cheer. I think we decided that we didn't need to do this anyway. But I guess we can always do that now. We'll do that. We'll do that later, actually. Once we're a bit later in the season, we can start worrying about next year's car a bit more. Besides, we're still getting some minor parts upgrades for various things, so I guess we don't need to worry about it. All right, so straight on to this. So we can go the UPS route, which, you know, is a great thing. It gave us a million, of course, but we're still going to go for the further above for Pepe Jeans. Yeah, Pepe Jeans. And let's go fit the parts. So really, I don't think there's going to be too much different here. We haven't built anything that's going to be changing an awful lot. Suspension's still tip-top. Rear wing is still tip-top. Dualatev still has all the things there. The only thing Dualatev does not have in his favour is the gearbox, actually. So let's change that. Oh no, he did have that. There you go. There you go. Got to keep Dualatev happy. 480, 480, 480, 480, 480. And of course there's the... How happy would he be with this? Parts looking good. Okay, there's actually not much fundamental difference, but I guess that's because of a low reliability rate. This might actually be better. Maybe not. Oh well, I guess it's not a great difference, but it's good enough anyway. So, Yokohama. Let's get out there. So, can we make it 6 for 6? Okay, so practice is bone dry but cloudy, and should hopefully remain so. So, we're going to, of course, have Renew and Dualatev as our drivers here, and let's go for setups, and let's find my notepad. Okay, notepad found. So, 17.7. 27.7, high downforce circuit. 21, minus 2.8. 63 and 63 is our starting point for Renew. And we will go out on the medium tyres for Renew at the moment. Okay. Meanwhile, Dualatev. Exactly the same thing. Except the downforce, they reckon, is slightly off. So let's go raise your downforce to 18 and try it like that. You're on the softs. Okay. We will take the practice session. We'll probably skip the... Yeah, they're in the wrong trim, aren't they? It doesn't matter. So, quality trim for you, and Renew we'll send out on race trim. I can send them out on quality trim, actually, on the mediums to start with. Alright, fine. Out you go. So let's see where we are roughly on pace here. Yeah, after this we'll probably send Renew straight back out on a race trim, but we at least like to know where he is for things. It's always best to do quality trims first, at least just to get the initial setup changes, plus minuses in as soon as possible. Dualatev immediately braking Renew's fastest, but then of course Renew is on the medium tyres and was one of the first people across, so of course he's going to set purple times everywhere. 1:13, beaten by 1:12, so 1.4 seconds is the time gap between them at the moment. That's soft to medium though. So Mori could be with us on the soft tyre pace. Okay. All the greats. So downforce is nearly there, handling is nearly there, speed balance is nearly there. I'm going to do what I did with Dualatev as well and just up the downforce slightly. Put him up to 18. Not a drastic difference, of course, but in great, we're not going to be too far off. We'll switch you back to race trim, send you out on the same tyres, and we'll continue on. Okay, Dualatev has excellent. But only on speed balance, and we also know that we need the downforce to be up a bit, so let's up that. We know that we're going to need to make a bit of a shift to handling, so let's shift that down let's shift that down 2 clicks to there, because that should be more or less correct based on what we know about good racing, so that should hopefully be closer. We'll stay on qualifying trim, same set of soft tyres, off you go. And we'll have Zulativ go out on the medium tyres on a long run and see what we can do with those. Okay, new flying lap for Dulativ. Dulativ's still fast in his first sector here, so he's still blitzing the field right now. And 6/10 ahead of Costa on raw pace at the moment, though his tyres are now starting to go off to the extent that he didn't improve his time there. Okay, 12 minutes to go. So we have qualifying trim up to level 2. So I guess at this point we could probably afford to leave that for now, or do I send Dulativ out for one more run on these and just get that in the bank? Well, since he's excellent, great, excellent, I don't think we're going to do that. What we are going to do, though, is start burning a new set of the soft tyres here. So let's kick that slightly that way. Yeah, 1 click, and we'll see whether that makes any notable difference. Yeah, let's start on the race trim stuff, and we'll put you on a new set of softs. After that, we'll see what we feel like, but... Okay, Renew's liking the aero setup here. And level 1 race trim has been acquired. Setup knowledge on both drivers at the moment is quite high. We've got medium tyres to level 2. So I think we're at the point where we can probably bring Renew in. Maybe set Renew out on another quali stint with softs and just see what if we can get his time around Dulativ, see if we can get a comparison for pace. Well, it is Renew's in lap, so we'll stick with him for the moment. I think Dulativ did improve. He's now at a 1:12.4. Was that just his last? No, that's his best. What did he last? Last lap was a 1:12.8, which is still faster than just about everybody right now. Okay. So we're getting there with Renew. Just got a couple of tweaks to go. But we didn't actually improve all that much, did we? So I'm reckoning that's actually better the other way around. Let's try some things, I guess. I think Dulativ might just get us a race trim anyway, but yeah, we definitely want to send out Renew on a quali sim lap just to get in the time. And also this means I'll be able to send him out once again and just undo what I've done here, just in case that needs to be done. Down to 9th overall. And soft tyre level 2 has been gotten. Okay, Renew drops to 10th place. So an improvement down the order. But now we're about to see what Gaston Renew can do. Dulativ on a new lap. Renew now on a new lap. Okay, 2 temps down in the first sector, but a personal best. 6 temps down, another personal best though. And out of the final corner, goes 4 for second down, and soft tyre 3 has been gotten. So both of them are on their in laps, so we'll end the session on mediums, and then we'll see where we happen to be with things. Okay, Renew drops back down to 5th. It's a shame this isn't actually a qualified session, because this used to be how the our Formula 1... Oh, very nice. I preferred the 2-hour quali sessions, in all honesty, to the current format. I just felt it was more... It was slightly more tactical. I mean, not a lot happened at the start of them, in all honesty, but it gradually built up. It was, you know, an anticipation. 98 then. So what do we change from that? Not very much, in all fairness, but let's do another tweak the same way. 9.6. We'll then go out for a... I guess we could send dealers out for another quali stint on mediums. Just to get us over the line there. Got 3 minutes, so we'll have time for it. Okay, Renew has gotten worse from that, but that's fine. We now know which way to go. The other way. So we'll switch that back to 2, go to race trim. Same soft tyres, because he's not going to get to the end of the session on those anyway. And now we'll see what dealers can do with medium running on this. And full 15% on all tyre options, which is a nice place to be. So dealers have one chance to beat his time on mediums, which we thought were about a 1.4 seconds slower. Let's find out. Okay, about 2/10 down in the first sector. Nobody's in Dealertev's way, so hopefully this will be a good indicator on here. So the mediums are about 8/10 slower in Dealertev's hands. Still not bad. Not bad at all, really. So we're just waiting for cars to finish, and then we will see where we are with things. So 1st and 5th in terms of practice pace. And Renew will be in eventually. Okay, so all-time sale on the softs with the exception of the Chariot Racing, who have decided to go entirely on mediums. Leclerc's not happy with how the session went. To qualifying then. Further above for 600,000 is the target. I think we're also going to just do this... we're going to do the AI handle this one. Because I've generally not been very good at this, and I think it's slightly easier on me if I don't try and interfere with this. So we will simulate the session. We know Dealertev should be fast. We're just going to have to hope he is. He's got traffic in front of him, unfortunately. Did go first, a 1:10.2. Renew's down in 7th. But good run so far. We'll see where they come out here. There they go. So Dealertev in front of Renew, but Dealertev has traffic. So does Renew, actually. Renew did improve to 4th, and I think is going to keep that 4th place as well. Overall, I can't complain with that. They got the banker in. We are pole. We hit our target. Renew 7/10 slower, which is starting to be a bit of an issue, but I guess he is the paid driver again, so we can always kind of do that. But it's not looking good for your championship if you can't get out of Dealertev Shadow here. So here's the race day. The black and red starting on pole position. So, let's start having a look at the car setup here. So 27 laps here, and we reckon the softs are good for... not many. I like how I was estimating the worn tyres, though. That's quite a good feature. Okay, so we could do 3 soft stints with Renew. The downside with this, of course, is that Renew goes through his tyres quite heavily, even though our car is set up nicely. So I imagine he's going to have to go soft, medium, soft to get to the end on these, especially if he's pushing them. Nevertheless, that does mean we can cut him down to 10 laps of fuel. Oh, we'll give him 11. I probably don't need to do this, but we'll give him 11. He'll have too much at the end of session 1 because they always seem to be set up like that. Okay. Dealertev then. He doesn't have as many soft tyre options either, actually. I've kind of messed that up slightly, haven't I? By allowing the AI to do this. Still, we'll start him on the softs. We'll see what happens. He could also probably do 11 laps, but I think because we know he can go slightly longer on his tyres anyway, we'll set him up for 12 laps of fuel. So slightly heavier, we'll bring Renew in first, see how things go. So, because of this, we want race trim soft tyres. And I think because we know we're going to have to make 2 tyre stops, the thing is, I don't think this is worth... If it was a fuel, then maybe. Fuel or part repair certainly is always a useful thing, but I think we're just going to go full performance on this one. So, let us see then. So Renew does need to push and high from the start. Duletev can attack from the line, just get himself out of the way. Hopefully have a decent start, go into turn 1 in first place, and just accelerate away from there. So Duletev ahead of Mori, ahead of Costa. Costa, our main championship rival for this, if you can call him that. He's so far behind in the championship, even though he's in 3rd. Beyond that, though, I don't think we care too much about him. Apparently we've had some portraits for some people, which is interesting. So let's see what we can do here. Duletev then. From the line. Do we have a good start? We did not have a good start. We've been mugged at the line, and Renew has had a flyer up into 2nd place. So Duletev behind Renew, his closest championship rival. Costa still in 4th. Can Renew get past? And is Duletev going to stay in 3rd here? Because he's going to have to, under pressure from Brink. And I think he's going to lose the place here. He's been squeezed out, and he has lost the place. But no, Duletev keeps the inside line into the chicane and is there. Okay. So I'm not going to give team orders here because, honestly, we're so far ahead I don't feel the need to. And also, it's more entertaining if Duletev has to work for this. So we know Renew has a lighter fuel load than Duletev here. But also, he wants to get past. So I think we're going to switch tacts here. Go high, and Duletev is going to try and conserve his tyres and go a bit longer than Renew is. Renew, though, is coming up the outside. Renew takes the lead of the race. Excellent work. We'll downgrade you to medium. Push high, and oh, here comes Duletev. I'm not able to make that stick though, and loses a bit of ground. Let's speed time up a little bit here. He's got to be careful. He's in a bit of a freeway. He's got to worry about not only the car in front, but the car behind, and also Renew getting away, because he will do. 1.4 seconds. Yeah, it's okay. So Renew now on target for his strategy here. Put him onto medium and neutral for the moment because he wants to conserve his tyres here. Duletev would also love to conserve his tyres, but is he going to be in a position to do so because he needs to get past Mori right now. We know the car is quite good in the Chariot team, but we didn't see their pace in practice because they went out entirely on mediums. Okay, I think we're going to have to downgrade here. Go medium for the moment. So 72%. They're matching tyre degradation right now. But Duletev is running a bit hot. So he may have to start conserving his tyres a bit more now. Which might just give Mori enough of a breathing space to just stay there. Meanwhile, the gap at the front is 2 seconds still. Mori is pushing a little bit harder than Renew right now. And is starting to close the gap. Fastest sector 2. So Mori, the gap down to 1.4. We're going to have to possibly give a bit of a hurry-up warning to Renew here. He can go 7 laps. Unfortunately, Duletev has to conserve a bit of fuel right now. Looking at this, but let's just see how this goes. So Mori, 2 fastest sectors, 0.9. Renew does not want to be in a fight here. Half a second though. He's in one whether he wants to be or not, so let's... I've just seen how bad his tyres are gone at the moment. Mori's tyres are amazing in comparison to ours right now. And that is going to be a problem here. I think... Oh, is that a shunt? That looked like a shunt there. And Renew has been overtaken. Overtaken by Mori, and that's not good. He had a chance to get away and is just going to start losing it right now if this keeps going. He does not have the tyres right now, so he's going to have to start conserving. Duletev has lost a couple of positions, though. Oh, what has happened to you, sir? Yeah, tyre wear has suddenly become a massive issue for us, and it's been one of our strengths all season long, in all fairness. So let's keep going then. We know Dulatev now can go that extra lap. He's got that in reserve. The problem we got is that Mori is just going to start pulling away right now unless Renault can get something out of this. So, okay, I think we're going to start overtake fuel on both drivers for the moment because I don't think we're going to hit our targets. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this and change them both off at the same time. Let's see what Renault can do with fuel. Can he close this gap down? 2.4. Dulatev back up into 4th place. And the gap down to 2.3. Okay, as he crosses the line, yeah, he's going to have to be... I'm just looking at the fuel tyre wear. He's going to have to pit at the end of this lap. Is against on Renault, which is not good for us. So, we're going to pit onto medium tyres. We're going to pit early. Put 14 laps of fuel in the car. That means we'll have 10 laps. We'll have a 10-lap stint at the end. Fast pit stop. Hope that is going to be good for Renault here because now, very suddenly, he has to go for this. Oh, and the drive... Okay, so this is now a bit of a pit stop race here. Dulatev can go an extra lap and is gonna squeeze in the 3rd place, is he? Yes, he is. He's past... Okay, past McLeod. I don't know where Costa went. He was behind us at one stage. Okay, Renault is into the pits. We go low and back up as we escort him out. But this is now critical time for him. So he's fueled. Great fuel stop. Tyres is good. He's going to come out into what looks like 7th or 8th place. Okay, out in the 7th. Okay, go medium, neutral. 8th place. Okay. Dulatev then in the lead by 4 seconds over Flory and is going to have to pit this lap. So let's go make sure he knows that. So the question is, do we now go soft again? Grab the performance boost and try and push past Renault here? Would that be a good strategy? It'd be a quicker pit stop because we wouldn't need as much fuel in the car. But means we're committed to being on the slower tyre at the end. I think this is worth a gamble here. So Dulatev is going to take the speed right now and hope that that will be good for later. Pushing hard into the pit lane. Okay. Low out of the pits. A couple of drivers come in. So now we're looking for where Mori is. Okay, Mori. Renault goes past. Okay, Dulatev out in the 6th place. Medium then. So we're now down to 5th and 6th. The 3 medium runners and Mori has just gained so much time out of us from this. I think Renault's got stuck behind these guys. And really needs to get past them soon here. Let's go pushing on our medium tyres right now here. And we may also have to let Dulatev through at this stage. I didn't want to impose team orders, but we know Dulatev is going to be a lot faster here. Is this worth the strategy switch? I think this might be worth the strategy switch here. Let Dulatev through. He's got a shot at winning this at the moment, and that will interfere with his strategy. We may reverse that a bit later if it comes to it. But he's on the faster tyre. He's got fewer laps to do things with. Let's just see how this goes. We'll downgrade to medium. So only 1 medium runner in front of us now. And the gap 10 seconds plus to Mori, who is doing extremely well at the front. Our tyres, though, are looking slightly better than his on Renew, who is who I'm basing things at the moment. But we're still losing time. Oh, and Dulatev cannot afford to be stuck behind Flores, who's finally come in. Okay, so now we're about to see whether Dulatev can make this strategy work. We know Mori's going to be on the faster tyre at the end. We know Renew's going to be on the faster tyre at the end. Can Dulatev make this stint work for him? And I'm really trying not to interfere with this too much, but I think we might have to push the fuel up on both drivers here. Yeah, push the fuel to high on both drivers and we'll see where this goes. So the gap down to 10 seconds here, so Dulatev is starting to be is starting to charge. Gap 9.8 and closing. Alright, let's see what you can do, Dilatev. His tyres, though, are starting to destroy themselves a little bit, and that's always a problem. This is a problem with the current build of a car, I think. Even on the mediums, we're going a bit mad on this. So 6 more laps. And we know if we go in early, it's going to be a bit of a bad thing for us, though, but 6 seconds. Also, Renew's starting to close in the gap down as well, which is encouraging, but he's a bit far behind. We want the race win. We do not want to give up a win for Mori here. 4.5. Tyre wear is looking okay on Dilatev. I'm just comparing Dilatev and Renew right now. I know we know that Dilatev is going to wear slightly faster here, but I think Dilatev can probably do another lap or two here. Okay, he's got 4 laps of fuel in the car. Let's start burning a lot of this. We don't think Dilatev... Yeah, Renew's not going to last that either. He just needs to last long enough to put softs on. So, 5 laps. We'll just start burning the fuel here. Let's really put some pressure on this guy. Get past, and once we are past, see if we can't take the advantage. And also, while they battle, that will bring Renew into the battle a little more. He's pushing hard. What can Dilatev do from here? 2 seconds is the gap. He's got 1 lap of fuel left to make this. I think we could stick this to 2 if it came to it, but at this point we're not going to close him down fast enough anymore. Alright, overtake. Let's slow him up. And we're going to pit. Pit for mediums. We need to put in 13 laps of fuel, and we can definitely attack these tyres, because they will go to the end without any shadow of a doubt. Yeah, attack into the pit lane. Okay, and now low, low, low. Okay, there goes Gaston Renew. Out comes Dilatev. Okay. Oh, dude. I just realised what I've done there. That was rather stupid of me. Alright. Let's go overtake neutral here. You've got to last another 2 laps, I think. So we'll go high neutral here. Dilatev low and neutral in. Low and neutral out of the pits. And now we know he's got excess fuel, so let's burn it. Okay, into 4th place, ahead of Nightingale, and needs to stay there, really. Okay, so now, is this the Dilatev charge? I think this might have to be a Dilatev charge now. Here's the thing. He was less than half a second, and he's now on fresh tyres. If he can actually make the undercut work, Dilatev might have the win here, but he can only really do that if he's pushing and attacking right now. This may hurt him later in the race, though. Mori has not pitted. So the gap from Dilatev to Mori is 25.2 and closing. Here, though, Renew. On probably his last lap on these tyres now. He can't go any further. So pit, new set of softs. 11 laps of fuel, a little bit in reserve. Pit. Burn it. Gap 11.6 to Mori. I don't think Renew's got the pace to catch Mori here. Dilatev, though, is looking very good right now for a race win. If he can keep setting purples. Okay, now we want Renew to be low. Conserve. In comes 12 laps of fuel. Low burn out of the pits. Okay. Let's see what you can do. So, medium conserve is probably the best. High conserve is probably the way to go for the moment. Dilatev has just 20 seconds is the gap now. I think Mori is finished if he pits. But yeah, our tyre deg is going to be terrible here, so we're going to have to start cutting back ourselves now. Yeah, we're close enough that I don't need to worry about this. We've still got excess fuel, of course, but at 18.3 seconds, and the fact that his tyres are destroying themselves, I think we got enough. The question now, I think, is whether Renew can just... Yeah, Renew should have a podium. I don't see any one of those three going in, and Mori is in the pits. Okay, Dulatev. Where is he? He's gone past. Okay, and he is out by 8 seconds or more. So that is race win for Dulatev at this point. Third place goes Renew, who now has got a bit of a task ahead of him, but I feel 7 seconds is the gap to Mori. Can we make this a 1-2? Okay, excess fuel warning has gone away, so let's just see how this goes. Renew, the gap is 7.8 seconds. Unfortunately, you're losing time against a runner on medium tyres, and we know they're about 8/10 slower. I think we go medium here and just try and use the tyres a little more because he might be pushing. In fact, he's going extreme push right now. So Mori is actually closing the gap to Dulatev quite effectively. .8, 2.7. Maybe this isn't as cut and dry. Maybe we've got a bit of work to do here. Our tyres are very worn. But I have some excess fuel. Some. Trying to cool the graining off a little bit here if I can. So they're all sort of concertinaing up here. Gap is static at about 2.5 seconds here. We're on the same pushing strategy here. He's burned his tyres to catch up, but can he actually get past? There's a lot of lap traffic coming up. Excess fuel in both drivers here. But Dulatev will have the excess tyres in a little bit. And now his tyres are no longer graining from all the heat here. 16.5. Gap is 2.4. Renew is starting to close, though. I think he's going to struggle to make it, but you never know. He might get involved in this. So Renew, great off the line. It's just could not compete with Mori in that second stint. And I think actually being stuck behind traffic didn't help as well. Mori got out in front of the traffic. Renew got out behind it. But then he was overtaken, so... Gap up to 3 seconds, so already that's kind of... Oh no, he's back to pushing again. He's going a little bit more desperate on this. But I don't think we have to be. We can just actually just partially upgrade this. Just hold him off for a little bit now. 1.8, 1.7. Okay, once that's... We can go to medium again. So standard running, 1.5. Pass the lap runner. Sylvander has set the fastest sector 2. Gap of the 2 seconds in the lap traffic. Okay, Renew has unfortunately burned his tyres too much here. What's the gap to 4th place? Long way back. Chariot Racing are not going to catch Renew. But I guess we can afford to just downgrade this now. So medium. Dulatev, 1 lap to go. 2.2 seconds is the gap here. It's now extended. Mori may have had the tyres to get close, but that's as far as he got for now. Dulatev races home to race win number 5 of the season. And Dragon Race Team China have remained the only victors this season. Renew, opportunity missed perhaps. But overall not a bad 3rd position. So Dulatev is our winner yet again. And there we are. So strategy-wise, Mori went in a bit earlier than us and went longer on these medium tyres. He was definitely struggling towards the end, which I think was what ultimately allowed Dulatev on the fresher mediums to just absolutely eat into his advantage there. Renew being in the middle might have had something if he'd have gone, I don't know, maybe we'd have gone a lap sooner and he could have lasted a bit more on those softs. 11 laps was too long for him, though. Still, that's the problem with the difference between them at the moment. Renew can just... Dulatev can go 1 lap more, and that's just huge right now. So, scrutineering. Anybody breaking the rules? Somebody suggested I should probably break the rules, and honestly, if it gets to a critical point in the season where I can win the championship genuinely and it's an actual close contest, I'll consider it. But there's just no need right now. So, Dilatev now has 40 points at the top of the driver's standings. Renault has 25, 15 points back. Mori now is promoted to Challenger, overtaking Costa into 3rd position. Chariot Race Team also upgrade themselves to Challenger, overtaking Esprit, who've been our main rivals thus far in the season. They actually seem to have a really poor race. Costa was 4th and then just seemed to go down the grid out of nowhere. We're at the halfway of the season. Not bad overall. Dilatev just needs to work on his starts, because that was the most... I'll tell you what, Renault was off like a rocket. I mean, that's one thing I'll say. That was a great start. New personality trait added. I assume this is podiums. Yep, podium, race winner. So champagne bonuses here. Marketability remains at 90%. 1.6 million coming in. And we built a suspension. So next time we move on to Dubai and continue the good work, because I think we're almost going to tie this championship up come the next couple of races here. I mean, what? Let's just work this out. So halfway through the season here, the maximum points that could have been earned is 48. We're not that far away from actually just winning the championship. I mean, admittedly, it would be Renault. It'll be a while before it's confirmed against Renault, but confirmed against Mori? That could happen fairly soon. That could happen fairly soon. Obviously, the constructors are a little harder to go by, but still, that's just dominance. I think on balance with this as well, I may just take the promotion up. I didn't want to. I wanted to spend a season consolidating, but we may as well just go up a division and see what happens. We'll see. We might still try to do this in 6 seasons. So, Shadowhawk 2012. Until next time.